Hello and welcome back to Ask Alan About Low Carb Cocktails. This week we're going to go over a Florida rum from a place called Copper Bottom Distillery. This is one that I've had before and I liked it, but we're going to review this and make a cocktail with it. Stay with me as we investigate this great rum from Florida. Hello and welcome to Ask Alan About Low Carb Cocktails. This week's review is on a Beer Barrel Rum from Copper Bottom Distillery. I had this a couple years ago at the Tampa Bay Rum Experience, and it was very good. I enjoyed it a lot. Tried it there. I actually won a bottle of their base rum, but this one I really liked. So I ended up getting a bottle of it and wanted to share it with you and let you know what it tastes like. So what we'll do is just pour a little bit of this out into a Glencairn. And it's been a little while since I've had it, so I'll refresh my memory here. And the odors that you get on the nose, you definitely get that hops odor. There's maybe a little bit of vanilla in there from the wood. I don't know how long this has been in the barrel, but this is definitely getting some of the wood smells in there. But you do get that smell of the hops from the beer. Now, the company who's making this, they're out of Florida. I think it's Holly Hill, Florida, which is on the East Coast, northeast of Orlando, if I've got my geography correct. And they have a small distillery and a bar. A couple of people there that are the owners, Jeremy and Jenny Craig. They are pretty good people. I've been on their Facebook page, and they do a short live segment on Fridays, and I usually catch that after the fact. And they're pretty good people. Mostly it's talking about what's going on with their distillery and their bar, and talking about the latest rums and other things that Jeremy is distilling. I believe he was also on Master Distillers. He talks about that periodically. I don't remember. I think that's on History or something. Definitely, they do have some good rums, and they're making a bourbon now and a gin and a vodka. Definitely check them out. But today we're just going to check out the beer barrel, and we'll see what this tastes like. Definitely, it has that hops flavor, that beer back note. It's definitely has the rum taste in there as well, but you definitely get that taste of beer. I'm not a big beer fan, but this is very different for a rum, and it's something that I thought was very innovative and something that I kind of enjoyed. So that's why I went ahead and got a bottle, and I'm trying to do this review for you so you can see what you might think. Just a little bit of the vanilla in there. Um, Definitely, you taste the rum, but you get a fair bit of the taste of the beer in this. Now, what they told me I think on the live channel they were talking about was this particular uh, release. This was done from a brewery that's not in business anymore. They went out of business, I think. Says in partnership with McKay's. Now maybe McKay's was the brewery, but evidently these are the last barrels that he was able to get from that brewery. So this is going to have a taste that's specific to that distillery or that brewery's beer. But the one that I had before was probably from a different brewery, and it tasted a little bit different, but still pretty good. So the finish on this is not strong. It's only a 40%, 40 ABV, 80 proof rum. So not a heavy hitter from the proof side, but definitely in there where a lot of rums are going to fall. So this is one definitely I think you should get. But while we're investigating this, I did want to come up with some cocktails that you might be able to try with this. Basically, they consider this a sipping rum. They're not real sure about what you might use it for in a cocktail. So I went out and I looked for some cocktails that would pair well with a beer barrel aged rum, and came up with a few that hopefully will work out. So we'll try these. The first one is a rum maple old fashioned. So the recipe does say to make this in a mixing glass. Often you make an old fashioned right in the glass that you're going to serve it in, but we'll start with a mixing glass, and we will add 2 ounces of the Beer Barrel Rum. A 1/4 ounce of maple syrup, and I've got a couple of different ones here. That one is Walden Farms, which has no carbs, and the Maple Grove sugar-free with maple flavoring. That one has for an ounce would be 3 grams, so it's a gram and a half for that one. Now this one's got a little bit more of a sweet taste. I usually use this one with no carbs, and because I'm trying to maintain the taste of the rum, I'll use that one today. And that's only it's only a 1/4 ounce, and so a 1/4 ounce of this is nothing. 1/4 ounce of this would be 0.75 carbs, so not much with this. If you use something with sugar in it, it's going to be more. But that's just enough to give it a little bit of a taste. And get the last little bit of that. Next, we will add 2 dashes of aromatic bitters, and typically Angostura is the aromatic bitter that most people use. 2 dashes of that. And then 1 dash of orange bitters. And I bought this Woodford Reserve orange bitters. I'm going to assume that's about a dash. And stir that until it's well chilled. Then you will strain that into a glass with a large ice cube. And I think that the recipe originally said to use an orange wedge, but I always use these dehydrated orange wheels for garnishes because they keep forever. But you don't have to worry about whether or not you have an orange in the cupboard. So a little break in that to get it over the glass. And that is the Maple Rum Old Fashioned. Now, that's pretty good, but I think that it does need a little bit more, just a tad more of the maple syrup. Let's try that. Yeah, that really doesn't make too much difference, but you really get a lot of that hops taste in there. So definitely, this is a cocktail you can make with this. It is going to be very beer forward or hops forward, so that's something you have to like. But I do think it's very interesting, and it's something that you would enjoy. So you should try that and see what you think. So next, we're going to do a cocktail called Black Manhattan. In this, we take, also in a mixing glass, 2 ounces of the Beer Barrel Rum, and next we have the Averna, which you could also use an Amaro de Angostura, which is about the same amount of carbs. That's going to have a different taste, more like Angostura bitters, but a little sweet. And this is red instead of black. It gives a bit different taste. And most of the Amaros are going to be a little bit sour. So this is 1 ounce. One to 2 ounces of Angostura bitters, which is why I didn't want to use the Amaro de Angostura. And this one also has a dash of orange bitters. And we will stir that to chill and dilute. And then we strain that into a chilled coupe glass. And there would be a little bit more in there, but I actually had to break because my strainer came off and I spilled the drink and had to get it back into there so it didn't look like I did that. But might as well be honest with you, I did make a mess. So anyway, we do that, and then we garnish that with either cherry or an orange wheel. Now, I might as well use one of these cherries. These cherries have about 4 carbs. Just a regular cherry would have only a couple carbs. But might as well make this look fancy. Of course, if you don't eat the cherry, then you won't get those carbs. But who am I kidding? You'll eat the cherry. So there we have the Black Manhattan. Definitely that. I think that's a pretty good drink. You do taste a little bit of the hops in there, but the Averno kind of melds with that, and it combines pretty well. So I think this is good. Everybody's taste is different, but I do enjoy this. I think this is something you'll enjoy too. It also only has 6.6 carbs unless you eat the cherry, or if you use an orange wheel or twist, then that really isn't any additional carbs with that. But 6.6 for the Averna, and then that's it for the carbs in here. But with that rum, it's got a very distinct and interesting taste, and I think that that's something to enjoy. So let me make a little bit better effort to clean things up here, and we'll get back to the third drink. Now, the third cocktail that I was going to make with this is a Dark&Stormy. Now, normally you make that in a taller glass, but there's not that much in here, so I'm going to make it in a shorter glass. And it doesn't say what type of ice, so I'm just going to make it in the glass with regular ice. So, take a glass with ice. Again, 2 ounces of the Beer Barrel Rum. 1/2 ounce of lime juice, diet ginger beer. And we are going to use Goslings. I've had a number of different brands. Goslings taste decent. There's others that have a higher ginger taste, and for a lot of things, I like that better. But I'm trying not to cover up the beer, the hops taste in this rum. So with Goslings, the other thing about that is that Goslings is officially the brand you're supposed to use for Dark and Stormy. Now, they own the Dark and Stormy brand name, I think. If you call it a Dark and Stormy, then you have to use their products. A lot of people call it Dark and Stormy. I don't know whether that makes a difference. This one's called a Dark and Stormy with a twist. So it's basically a Dark and Stormy, but without the necessarily using Goslings, and you're not using the Goslings rum. In this case, we're using this Beer Barrel Rum. Now, it's topped. You top with this diet ginger beer, and it's expected to be about 5 ounces. And we will stir that. And we will just add a lime wheel as a garnish. And that is a Dark and Stormy with a twist. That's really good. The ginger beer and the hops taste out of the beer barrel complement each other very well, and that ginger doesn't overtake the hops taste, but it kind of evens it out. So that makes a very, very good Dark and Stormy with a twist. So that's the third. I hope that you do get a chance to get this great rum. It's good just to sip it, but if you're not sipping it, then you want to make a cocktail. Here are 3 ideas of things that could work for you. Now, it depends on your tastes. I think this last one, if you like Dark and Stormy, you'll like this. I think the second one has a really good taste. The first one, the hops taste is maybe a little strong for some people, but if you like that, if you like the taste of this beer or this rum, then you definitely will like the taste of that first drink as well. The first one is not sweet at all. This last one has a little bit of sweetness. The middle one, about in the middle. So it depends also where you are on that continuum of how much sweetness, how much non-sweetness do you want. And of course, for this channel, it's low carb, so that's what we're trying to do. So come back next week and see what I have in store for you. I'll do a review of another one of their rums, and we'll see what cocktails we can make with it. But for now, check out the description to see the recipes and information, also the URL for their website. You can order their rums off of their website. And I didn't mention, I don't think, but this is about a $55 bottle on the website. And it's something that you probably will enjoy, especially if you do like beer. This is something that has a very good taste for people who like beer. And me, I don't like beer necessarily, but it's very interesting taste, so it's something that I appreciate quite a bit. Again, check out the description. Give me some information about what you think of this video. Comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends, do all those great things so that we can get this information out to people to help people to be able to make cocktails with lower carbs and to help grow this community. So I hope you do come back next time and see what I have in store on the other bottle of rum that I'm going to review. And definitely have a great time with friends and family and enjoy your week. Thank you. Goodbye till next time.